live.
All right. So glad to see everyone. We're glad to be back live. If you don't
Hey,
know, welcome to Har and Hooch. I am here today with lovely ladies. So before we jump into our discussion for tonight, hey Desiree, can we get that drink?
we're gonna get into this drink, y'all. Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. All right, so here we go. Tonight's drink is the Malibu Black Side. Um, and this I found online. This somebody else drink, y'all. So we tasting tonight. But
Okay.
we're gonna need some Malibu Black. Y'all might need to know they had
hmm
black. Malibu Black. Um, little pineapple juice, little fresh lime juice, which I went on and squeezed that on up for you, and a splash of club soda. So this is a straight pour, no shaker tonight. So I'm starting with my ice in my glass, and you're gonna do 1.5 parts Malibu. So I'm pouring it up here. Y'all know I'm heavy handed. Got my Malibu. Then you're gonna do 3 parts pineapple juice. So got my 3 parts pineapple. And then you just need a splash of lemon and a splash of splash of lime juice, not lemon, lime juice. Splash of lime juice and a splash of club soda to top it off, which I'm splashing as we speak. And I know y'all used to me having my big setup where you can see me mixing. I apologize today, y'all. But that is our drink tonight. I'm definitely gonna put this recipe up for you guys after everything, but
Now tell us the name of the drink again, because I made me one. Let me see. Wait, what
I got a
color is
big
yours
one.
again?
I got a
she got
big
a
one.
tall glass. That's what you need.
Hey.
Get you a good
I got my
tall
good
glass.
horn.
Pour it on up. The Malibu.
Yes.
Did I misquoted y'all? Hold on now. I'm so busy being black. I said the Malibu black side.
Okay. Mm.
I'm sorry. It's the black light. The Malibu black light. Let me get it right for y'all. I apologize. So yes, Malibu black light. I'll put that recipe in the comments, in the description.
Awesome.
All right. So tonight we are giving away some gifts, having a special giveaway.
Giveaway time. Y'all
Yes.
know how we do.
We like to
We
share.
love a good giveaway.
So all night tonight we will be giving important information about women in horror, important women in our community, but we will not be dropping any names. So please pay attention. And the first person that can respond to who we are, all three of us, in the comments on live,
All three.
all three, what would they be getting, K Bly? What would they be
Everybody.
winning?
We got some special Whore and Hooch merch for you guys. We updated the logo this season 3, so we got some goodies to give you guys today. So
Uh-huh.
pay attention
We're
to
gonna
the
get a little
clues. Let's hit
grab
the
bag going.
clues. Get you a little something.
Let's
And we
answer.
have a give, and we might have a little something for runner up. Maybe
Yes,
we'll
second
see how you guys
place.
do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
give it
See
away.
how
Give it
it's
away.
So,
going.
like I said, first place, you have to respond in the comments who we are. My question to the team, I don't know how lenient we want to be, but should they guess who the actual person is or the character?
I need it all. I need
Okay.
character and movie.
Mm. Y'all heard it. Character and movie. All
The
right.
more
So, okay,
information, the better chance you have of winning. So
I like that. All right. Show out. Show out for the merch.
I
give
like
all you
it.
Okay.
can.
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my character and my person. She is an actress. She's a singer. She was a model, and she was an activist. She was an activist for breast cancer. She was known for playing in a American TV series, which was the first to depict a professional Black woman.
Mm.
Okay. I thought that was awesome. The name of the TV series, I will give you that, is Julia. Okay. Another thing about this young lady is that she was a Broadway singer. She has won Tony Awards. The play that she was on was called No Strings. All
Oh,
right.
you giving them too much, girl. Giving them too
No,
much.
I'm the nice one. All right. I'm nice. Okay. You know how I am. Sweet like poison. They got that part. But one of the quotes that this young lady had said that I thought that was very important for me to share is, by taking action and doing something positive in life, you can, like, that fear that you have about succeeding can be replaced with hope. So we're talking about women in history. I said women in history. Yes, women in history, women in horror, women in our community. We're supporting them. So I feel like that quote can go a long way. So that's about my young lady. Who's next? Desiree?
Hello, hello. All right. So my young lady,
Mm.
horror is not exactly her niche, but she did bust a horror role for my character. She has won an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and Screen
Hello.
Actors Guild Award. She's won quite a few awards,
Mm,
well, more than one
awesome.
movie. Um, she makes the best pie the folks in this movie has ever tasted. And
I love it.
she's an amazing woman. She's done very great things in her career, and you've seen her everywhere. You know who she is.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna sprinkle because I done gave you too much with the pie.
All right, K Glide. Come through, girl. Come through.
Before I give you guys any clues, I want to just say that just a little bit that we're celebrating Women in Horror Month, which has now been moved to March, Women in History Month, for everybody that is coming in late and trickling in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this year, the organization that was Women in Horror Month decided to take the celebration out of
Black History Month.
Black History Month.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Once, because a lot of people thought that let's let this be Black History Month and let's just move Women in Horror Month to Women in History. This would
Uh-huh.
be, I guess, a better suiting month. Well, that's when the racists come out.
Ooh,
We've
and they came
learned a lot
out.
within the past couple of months about how racist the horror genre still is towards Black people. And they were like, no, why do we have to move the celebration? It's been like this for years. What's wrong with keeping it in Black History Month? I don't see, like, it was just complaints.
A
Instead of
lot of
it, now
back and
it was
forth.
some people, yeah, that was just like, yeah, I agree. Let Black History be Black History Month, and we can even celebrate Black women in horror, which is what some people did. Um, but all of the pushback caused the actual Women in Horror Month organization to kind of like disband almost. And they're like, you know what? We're not gonna have to have a Women in Horror Month. We're just y'all gonna do your own thing. We're not gonna be an organization. Everybody celebrate how they want to do. But most people are like, no, we've been doing this for years. This has actually been doing this for a while now.
Yes.
Like,
Like,
no,
why should we? No.
why should we just why should we just not do anything because a few people um just want to be racist and want to be, unempathetic
Mm-hmm.
and don't want to and are resistant to change. That's the key thing there. They're always resistant to change when it comes to trying to celebrate others. um and so most people from Women in Horror are like, we'll just do it in March. And so we're trying to help transition that Women in Horror celebration to the month of March, which kind of aligns with Women in History Month.
Yes.
But of course, being that we are a podcast of women of color, we decided to say, let's of course, celebrate some Black women in horror. And we kind of like, let's do some roles that people really hadn't shed some light on, and talk about, and just kind of pay homage to. And so that's kind of where we're at with this live today. And we wanted to do this as a live. Because this is, what is this, March?
Yes.
And this is our first live of
2021,
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's our third season and it's the third month. I like it.
All the three.
Yep, and our first live. So of course we had to do a giveaway contest. So if you are just tuning in, if you're just joining us, to win the contest, you have to tell us who all three of us are dressed as, and what is the film.
Yes.
So who are we? What is the film? And the more information you provide, the better. What is the name?
Ooh,
if you know their real name, their character name,
y'all.
Already?
Somebody won.
Well, cause Kima didn't need no she didn't need no
She look just like her.
she didn't need no hints.
She look just like her. Girl.
Well, some people don't know her name though. This younger generation only know her as, and which I'm about to get into, know her as the, the video girl from that Michael Jackson video, but she has a name. And it came out in, what was the year? Thriller came out in 1983, I want to say. And it is still probably one of the most high ranked, probably artistic works of our time. At the time this young lady did this project, it was kind of unheard of to see somebody brown skin and this big of budget of music videos. Because think about it, music videos had only been around for a couple of years at this time. So the concept of music videos was still really new. And she was kind of like she was like the video vixen of that time when she got casted for this role. It was like kind of like the envy, like how like Megan Good and like Lauren London were looked at back then. It's just like, wow, she beta and she's next to Mike. Like she in there. And before she got the role of the leading lady in Thriller, she was also a Playboy bunny. A Black Playboy bunny, which in itself in the 80s, exactly, to be a brown skinned woman at that time, to be having her face on all of this stuff, and to be seen as somebody who is beautiful and can be seen as a love interest. That was very inspiring, coming out of a time where people were just fighting for small roles in film. People were just fighting to be seen. Like, why do I have to be in this role? Why can't I be that? Why can't I be? And then she got it. And it's just like, we made it.
Right.
Like, y'all, we did it.
Power to the people.
Exactly. So that's why.
Go ahead, K-Blah, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so that's why I kind of chose her, because I years ago when I was little and I watched the making of Thriller, and they were showing how the casting of it went and everything that went into it. It was just like, that was a major thing for Black girls in that history, for her to be cast in that role at that time, and to be in a horror at that. Especially at a time, and y'all know in the 80s what happened to most Black people in horror. Either we weren't there, we died in the first 5 minutes.
Died. We always died.
So for him to say, I'm going to have this beautiful brown skinned woman in my horror video that set the most records of its time, and it's still pretty untouchable and still making records, that was big for her. And I'm like, it kind of gets overlooked because I guess it's seen as still as a music video, but this was a horror project. Like, he had John Landis directing this.
And
like this was no little thing for him. That.
Don't y'all ever disagree?
Exactly. Like, this just wasn't no little music video. This is that conversation will go on and on and on.
But like lamb chop. This is a song.
I learned it the first time she ever mentioned it. I was like, "Do we consider that horror?" And she went in. She know all the facts.
Child.
All the facts.
And little tidbit, they had to, when this was coming out, they had to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video for those of you who remember that made it so that it separated Michael Jackson and his religious beliefs from the occult world.
Yeah.
Because of course what happens to black people anytime they say they like something horror,
Oh Lord, you a witch.
You get accused of witchcraft
You a
and
witch.
believing in the occult. And so he had to like literally just to put this out, a disclaimer at the beginning, say like this, the content of this video,
Oh yeah.
does not weigh in on my religious beliefs, and I don't believe in the, supernatural and occult and stuff like that.
Cause they
So
grew
that
up
people would not
Jehovah's
come,
Witness,
so that
right?
people would not come after. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike
Exactly.
had to
So
separate that.
he had to kind of put that out there before him and old Ray got crucified out here for like in horror stuff.
In these streets.
Well,
So you
What I
guys
was gonna say.
already
yeah, we already have a winner. I
We
kind
got
of
a
want
winner.
to. I kind of want to go deeper into
Look, I know. What?
into a conversation that has been showing up lately on my newsfeed.
What's that?
So, how like colorism? It plays a big part in our community, and
Mm-hmm.
I was watching something that was basically talking about how, and I even seen a comment talking about how light skinned females should open the door for dark skinned females and should be explaining to the men, why they should be with dark skinned women as well.
That's not their responsibility, but go ahead.
That yeah, thank you. And I'm be honest, it made me feel some way because I am light skinned. I am from two different races. I'm African American and I'm Native American. But at the end of the day, I've seen the racism across the board. So it made me feel as though I was inadequate, even though I know I'm not. It's just a comment. And I feel as though, honestly, if we're going to make a change, we don't need to be pinning it on nobody. We need to be, focusing on healing ourselves and then uplifting the next queen. Not more so of what can she do for me, but like, what can you do to them? Maybe she could help you when she's able to. So how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel like colorism plays a part in media, in our community?
A lot. I look at it as you have to understand what it is, because I get it. Some people don't understand. Even this is non-horror, but going back to it, watching Basketball Wives, and this is recent, y'all. This is current.
Ooh, girl,
The current
wait a
season
minute,
of
because she
Basketball
made
Wives.
me so mad. Oh, she made me mad. Go ahead.
They are talking because the girls that don't understand what colorism is. And I was just sitting back like, how do you guys not know what colorism is? And then I realized it might be a lot of people that really don't know. If you're black and you don't know what colorism is, you don't, just because you don't experience it doesn't mean that it's not a thing. Because a lot of people deal with it, and I call it an in-house issue, because once we separate ourselves and we get in our group, it is a colorism issue that a lot of people do face. And that's what a lot of Black women had to deal with in the entertainment industry as a whole. And even we had actress and writer, filmmaker Kamika Harford up here,
Yes,
and was saying that as her being a light-skinned woman, she was able to understand that the colorism exists, and for her to say, in my projects, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be complacent in something that I know is happening. I'm going to say, I understand this is going on, but not on my set, not in my films. I'm going to be inclusive of everybody. And I think that's where it lies. I think that's kind of where the conversation is. It's just understanding what it is. Because once you understand what it is, then you can help each other in that. Like, be there in it together. Like, I see what your struggle is. I see what your struggle is. And I know it now. I get it. because when you're in, I think that's the thing that upsets people is the denial of it, because sometimes
Right.
saying like, oh well, they did have that one black person in there, or I think that well, we'll just get this one in there, or a lot of books that I read in the sci-fi horror genre, Hunger Games, um the Maze Runner, and it's been something else that when I read the book, and Divergent, when I read the book, the black person that you see on screen is not the character that was written.
All the
And
time.
then that's when
All
people
the
are
time.
like, yeah, it's like, why is this happening? And then you have to kind of bring to people's attention it's happening because of colorism, and the only way we're going to tackle it is that we got to understand what it is, how it's affecting us. And then once that happens and people kind of sit back and like, okay, I get it now you can't come from a place of hurt, you can come from a place of knowledge and understanding. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's going to take us a long way in the film industry as a whole. And then the horror industry, we still got a long way to go, because here we are in 2021
21.
and we're getting pushed back just because we want to celebrate women in horror a month later.
Well, you
It's a
know what?
month later.
The positive of that is we got 2 months. That's how I looked at it. Y'all want to show out? Okay, we're gonna celebrate February and March. How about that? But
Oh yeah, well we got a
We
comment. Yeah, acknowledging is not just yeah, acknowledging, not competing is the
uh-huh.
key. I like that one.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. Well, I'm gonna bring up, since we talking about colorism, I want to bring up something that I saw over the weekend. And I was like, oh, this is just rubbing me the wrong way. So Nina Simone, all right?
we gonna
There's
talk
a
about the Zoe Saldana thing, cause
yes, child,
Nina.
yes, yes. Zoe said, hold on, wait. Let me get a little sip. Let me get some.
Go
That's
back
what
here,
I
cause
said. Let
hold
me
on.
take a sip.
Before you start, I'm gonna go and say this, cause
Go ahead.
as a darker brown girl,
Go ahead, baby.
growing up as a darker brown girl, and I'm gonna say, people say this now and be like, "You not that dark," but y'all, I grew up in Texas. When you sun kissed, I'm usually about 2 shades darker than what you see now in Georgia. So as a younger child, I was a little bit darker than I am because I stayed outside. So growing up brown skin and experiencing firsthand the colorism aspect of things, when people would give you them backhanded comments like, "Oh, you pretty for a dark skinned girl. Why do I have to be pretty for a dark skinned girl? Why can't I just be
Uh-huh.
pretty? Like, do I have to be light skinned to be pretty?" And stuff like that. When this initial topic came up about Nina Simone, who is such a beautiful shade of brown, but she's a
Gorgeous.
darker woman, and they
Uh-huh.
said Zoe Saldana was gonna play her, I said,
Woo!
"What the fuck?"
Ha! They gave that help a blackface.
And it was horrible,
When you
and
got
I
people,
was
and
surprised that she
and
did it.
that's colorism in the own community.
And
When you got
bad.
people like Lupita and Denai Guerrera,
And
like
then
who
Irene. She
You
looked
had a
just
lot
like
of
her.
Indy
people, yeah.
Ari,
She looked just, I mean, okay. So we
the
talk
girl
about
from I
this.
May Destroy You, like
Yes,
like it's so
honey.
many people they
Oh, I
could have
love her
picked.
from chewing gum.
Yes, girl. I
Yes.
love her. Yeah. Let me tell you what this Zoe chick said. And she broke my heart because I was like, girl, I was with you on Avatar.
Oh, everything. Colombiana.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? Holding you down, and you gonna say you don't see color.
But now, is this the apology that she issued? Is this the backtrack? Because she backtracked.
I don't know this backtrack honestly. After what I seen, I don't even care about no backtrack because my thing is, I've been raised. What you showed me the first time is what it is and what it will be, and the rest of it ain't nothing but potpourri on that. You know. So what she said, what I seen,
Hmm.
is she says she don't believe in color, and she is upset that people try to put her in this box because she wasn't raised that way to be put in a box. Y'all.
And that's where it comes in, the education of, do you understand, ma'am, what
Instead,
colorism is, instead of being in defensive and denial? Can you just
you
listen to one person tell their story? Did you
what
just
she
listen to
said.
somebody
What
tell you their
she
story?
what
She said she was playing a character. That's how she said it.
Because
I'm
what she said was she apologized, and I remember this because I was like, why would she do this? Why would she let these folks pit her against her community like this? Because she's taking a role, it's her bag. I get that, but why, Zoe? You could have had any other
you
role.
could have referred somebody else.
And what she said was, quote, and I quote, I thought back then that I had the permission because I was a black woman. Meaning she felt like, well, I'm black. It's not blackface because I'm black already.
Yeah.
Y'all are just putting on makeup for me to fit the role, but I'm black. And I can see where you would get confused because you got to think about it from the perspective of the directors. Why did they pick you and not somebody who already looked like
Thank
they
you.
wanted?
Your
Why?
hair don't even look like hers.
Yeah, why didn't they get somebody with the right kind of nose? You had to have a whole prosthetic nose.
I mean, a whole different shade. She was a whole different shade. Like, I'm gonna go back to what I remember something to compare it as, where it was like, okay, you just took it too far. Is when Flex played Michael Jackson.
That was just bad casting, y'all. That
They
was
could
really
have
bad
they
casting.
could have picked any light skinned fella to play that role, but they picked Flex. Flex could have played the beginning, and then Michael transformed. He transitioned. They
That
could
was a
have picked
joke.
that girl. I'm talking about even the way he was, his voice and all. So to me, it's like, okay, in our community, we're gonna look at that like it's, like you said, a joke. So are you trying to be funny about Nina? Don't do that. Don't do that. And if you
That's what
think that you are doing okay, I know doggone well somebody told her. Somebody.
and see, what's the girl, Amanda Stenberg. um she said that
Yes, y'all know I don't know
she
names.
turned down the role of Shuri in Black Panther because she felt like she wouldn't fit the role. She's like, this is a place that supposedly was not colonized. Find somebody darker, brown. And then that's where the
Mhm.
stepping in comes from, to say
That's when you
that
help you.
maybe there's
Mhm.
some, exactly, that's maybe there's somebody who's better than me that could pull this off, because I can always get another role. I'm at a place now that I'm not just scrambling around. I can get another role. This should go to somebody who's more suited
Mhm.
for the role,
And
and
that's
not
when
let
you help your
Hollywood play
sisters.
you for the and not let Hollywood play you for a fool.
And against your own people. That's part of the whole
Mhm.
conditioning that has been going on for over 400 plus years. That's part of the conditioning. You basically just played into it. Okay? You played right into it. And
Ha-
um
Um, that reminds me of this most recent situation, and I was irritated, but she got her own payback the minute she did it. So I don't know if y'all do hip hop news or whatever, but the baby, chocolate gorgeous, the baby.
oh, not the baby, but my baby.
Oh, okay. um, when he first came out,
no.
he was with the mother of his child, and then he's got this.
Mhm.
He Well, I don't even know if they still together, but he have this
No,
girlfriend,
they ain't even
Danny
together no
Lee.
more.
You heard about that? Okay,
Oh yeah, they broke up.
They
so
they
sis
ain't even
wrote the
together no more.
song trying to be cute about he like 'em red bone or whatever she said, and or yellow bone. Did you say
See, she
yellow
said
bone?
yellow bone.
Yellow
She said
bone, yeah.
yellow bone.
But number one, sis can't rap. If you was gonna diss me for my skin color, you need to be able to rap. Sis couldn't rap. That
Mhm.
song was horrible. But the fact that you
For
thought that was an
starters.
insult, yeah. You thought that was an insult to say, oh, he like 'em yellow bone. He don't like, girl, no, he had kids with this dark skinned woman.
And he still left her anyway.
He likes a variety. I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
But like things like that, I don't think people think about it when they say it until they hit that
And he
backlash.
backpedaled 2 times. times
She
before
did.
she changed the
She did.
lyric to melanin. Backpedaled twice. She went on and defended herself 2 times, and then finally went up there and then changed the lyric to melanin. But after it, like, it took that much for you to be for you to listen to your community of other women to say, sis, no.
She
Well,
shot her career before she got started though.
she did, but I'm gonna say this: we're talking about kind of like the downfalls and what we see in our community. When I was researching this topic with colorism, I ran into Naomi Campbell and how she was with modeling, and basically
She broke all kinds of barriers.
opening up so many
Mm-hmm.
doors and breaking barriers, down to the point that she had a group of friends that were white that would basically have her back. So for an example, when there was a photo shoot or anything, they were like, oh, if she can't come, then we ain't doing it either. And then she would bring her people. And I just love the fact that she did that. And but one thing though that's sad, that while I was watching this documentary, is that they said that whenever certain models of color would be on the top of these or on the cover of these magazines, the sales would drop. But if they put some of these white models on the cover of the magazines, the sales would go up and continue to rise. And so the marketing people wouldn't take the fault or the blame of being the people, dealing with the colorism and being racist. They would say, well, it's just the sales. It's what sells. So how do y'all feel about that, with that comment about it being what sells? Because that's something that what people would say. I've heard them say, who wants to see someone that looks like that across the screen, when I love all shades of us. But I've heard that.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the brainwashing. They try to get you to think that that's not going to sell, but we know that's not true. They want people to think that that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. And then time and time again, we keep proving that that's a false narrative. And that's the thing. They want you to believe that that's what's going to happen. And
Uh-huh.
we keep proving over and over again that's false. And people coming in to dare to change that narrative is what's going to help shift the culture. Doing what is, for example, what is the movie with it just came out recently, The Girl with All the Gifts, proving that a black woman could lead a child could lead a horror movie
Girl with all the
and
gifts. Ooh.
not die and not be victim and stuff like that, because they want you to think that people aren't going to watch stuff like that. That's what they tell you. Nobody's going to
I
watch
think I
that.
watched that.
That's not believable. People are not going to get it. And then when they do and it's successful, that's when people are like, oh, so that was a lie. That, you know what I mean? That was that's a stereotype. Like, who said that black women can't be leaders of horror movies and survive to the end and be brave? And if you guys haven't seen it, it's either Netflix or Hulu. I feel like it's
I think
Netflix
it's
though.
Netflix. Yeah, I think I watched that. I think it was Netflix.
But yeah, the little girl in it was there it was something like a zombie apocalypse ish, but they were trying to train the
Train her to save
children
the
to
world.
be normal.
Yeah, but they were
No, they were trying to
zombies.
train them to be normal,
They
because it
were
was like a yeah, it was like children who were like
being born
they had
with
it
the
in them to be
virus.
zombies,
Uh-huh.
but they were being born with the virus. But this community was trying to restrict it. They were trying to suppress it, like how people
Uh-huh.
like say they want to suppress the mutant gene in X-Men. They were trying to suppress the zombie gene in these children, and they had them like tied, strapped down to chairs. They were literally had this strict routine,
Oh,
because
I
they feel
love
like if
this
they got
movie
them out of that
though.
routine, they wouldn't be able
Uh-huh.
that they would just be out here wild and eating people and stuff. But this little
But the
black
way it
girl,
turned out, yeah,
she
it
was a
turned out.
heroine.
Shoot.
She said we could. She's like, why can't we be both? Because she was able to be both. She was able to
Uh-huh.
turn hers on and off. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I need to turn on my zombie ish to do what I
I
got to do,
can.
I will. But when I want to turn
You
it
gotta know
off
how.
and be civilized, I can. And she's like,
Uh-huh.
so we need to stop. We can teach all of these children to be civilized, and they can actually be normal people, but we just got to train them first and calm that
Uh-huh.
down. And for her to lead that movie, that breaks barriers and the stereotype telling people that people wouldn't watch stuff like that. Because that's what happens when they try to say, oh no, that's not going to be believable. We have to put a man here. We have to put a white person, because that's what they want you to think. Because of course, they probably think the lowest population of people who watch horror movies are probably Black women. So they're like, who's going to watch it?
But
And by
there's
making
pros
that
and
movie
cons
and
to
that's
that too.
supporting it,
It's
it's like saying like, no, everybody's going to watch it. If it's a good movie, anybody's going to watch it. It doesn't matter.
You said the pros and cons.
oh, well, yeah, there's pros and cons to that. Like prime
Mm-hmm.
example, okay, Black Panther. When Black
Mm-hmm.
Panther came out, it made more money than any Marvel movie prior to it, and it was a leading
Yes.
Black actor, Black
Mm-hmm.
community, highly, spotlighting African culture. But
Mm-hmm.
then after that, and I don't know if it's just me, but I definitely felt like Marvel and a lot of other creative outlets started pandering to the Black culture just to get our money. So, oh yeah, they like seeing Black folks. Let's put a Black person here. Let's put a dark skinned person here. And then it became a fetish thing like, oh yeah, we use dark skin because that's what's gonna sell. And so it's like flipping a coin. You got a good side and a bad side
But
to
see,
it.
it got to be the roles. It's the roles in it. What are the roles they were taking? Like, don't just throw me in there just to throw me in there. The Black girl and the girl with all the gifts was the star of the movie. She was the heroine of the
Uh-huh.
movie. She pretty much, at the ending of that movie, I didn't see coming.
Right.
I did not figure that. I've never seen a zombie apocalypse movie in that way. So don't just throw me in a movie because you see Black. Okay, that was King T'Challa. That's why we liked it. Don't put me in a movie for 5 seconds to be the token Black person and then I
Uh-huh.
die. Don't do that.
But no, not even being a
When we can show
token.
you that we can carry a movie
Not even being a
or
token,
just to
but
be in
giving
there,
us
like that's the role.
roles that don't make sense just because let's put a Black person in that just because
Yeah,
they like Black people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like yeah, like don't like pick the roles wisely. Like don't just do it just to be in the movie and to be useless. Like, oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know if y'all seen the latest Jason, the newer version. We talked about it on our Friday the 13th podcast. The
Yeah.
black guy that was in that Jason movie. What was you in there for, bruh? What was you in there for? Stuff like that. I don't like it. Because it's like he didn't matter. He could have been replaced by anybody and it wouldn't have mattered. Like his role was just forgettable. And it was nothingness. Like, no, give me a strong role because we can carry it down. Like, don't give me no horror movie tropes, which is what they explore in horror noir. Stop giving Black people the normal horror movie tropes. Give us something different. Do it differently, because now we see the little categories. Are we gonna be the person that saves everybody, or are we gonna be the angry Black person? We're gonna be the one that died in the beginning. Like, who are we in these roles? Like,
We
don't
trade
and
songs in Texas
see, and I
Chainsaw
think,
Massacre. That's
Okay.
New York. We trade songs in
okay,
Texas
wait,
Chainsaw
look.
Massacre.
First of all, okay, he was
Don't
fine
no,
in the
no, don't get
movie.
it wrong, because that's my boo now. That's my boo. That's my firstborn's daddy. Let him tell you what you know. What was you
Mom,
doing in there?
he was fine. He was fine in there, but his role, you're right. His role, he just wasn't shit. Like, he was like dating one girl and slept with the and was trying to get with the friend, and that's why your ass died any damn way. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be looking at roles like that and be like, oh, they want me.
That's for us. Right, right, right.
Uh-huh.
It might not, like, what do they want you for? Because of course he was a big marketing gimmick for that movie.
Yes,
Think
he
about it.
was, because
He
that's
was,
all they
because
showed
that's
on
the
the
only reason
trailer.
I watched it, boo. That was the only reason I
Yeah.
watched it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love horror, but that one didn't need
They got
another
me.
one.
Then they had somebody like on the House of Wax
They got
though.
me.
There was somebody else that
Yes, they
kind of
did. Robert Richard. They show
okay.
did. Mm-hmm.
It's somebody else
They
like
show
for,
did.
who you playing as Desiree. I
Hmm.
was kind of proud of his role though, even though he was the only one. It's like they made like fun of it. Like even the person that's playing your
Right,
who-
right,
she was like, okay, now I see you.
right.
You know, because black kid, you know, hanging with them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can have, different colored friends. It's
So
just
this comment, we got a comment, y'all. This the best comment I done seen all night.
what that is.
He said, "Black people must also demand the quality of these roles and stories. It cannot be
Mm-hmm.
enough for Black people to accept something simply because it has Black in it." That's what I was trying to say. He said it so
That's
eloquently.
what
I
we saying.
appreciate it.
There
Mm-hmm.
we go. There
That's
we
what I was
go.
saying.
Exactly. That's what we saying right here. Like, don't just say, just don't be in it just to be, just because
It
it's a
got to
black
be
Just to
person
something.
in
be
it and
in
you
it.
want to support it. What are they doing in the role? What are you? What is it? What are you doing to bring quality to Kelly Jo Minter? When we interviewed her, said she was turning down roles um that they wanted
Because
her
they
to
wasn't
be
going to
in,
fit.
but when she felt like they was just doing too much and that wasn't a good fit for her, she said she was fine with saying no, I'm not doing that. Like, you really want me to do, like, no. And it's okay to say that, to say I'm not doing that. That might not be for me. And if enough of us say that, either you have the power to tell them, if you want me to do this, I'm going to change it. We're going to have to rework this role, or you just going to have to step away from it.
Oh,
Because it
man.
does, that representation matters, y'all. It really matters. Like, the horror genre, Black women, like, we got a long way to go, but we've gotten so far, coming down to Jordan Peele, watching the horror noir documentary and looking at all the racist tropes and saying, I'm not going to do that in my movie. I'm going to do it different.
I
Like, if
agree.
that's the kind of racism crap that you guys are putting in movies and showing in the roles you guys are having for Black people, not on my watch. And that's why some people, the racist horror people, will say, oh, I don't like Jordan Peele's movies. I don't like the little bit of racism and stuff in it. I don't like the stuff because he doesn't want to follow the stereotypical horror tropes in his movies,
And I don't think he
which is
should.
why we still got a long way to go. Exactly, which is why we still got a long way to go, because the people that are resistant to change don't like stuff like that. So, uh,
I mean, that's the best movie that displayed that. Annabellum, we just talked about Annabellum. Them
mhm,
folks was living the
mhm,
good old days. They didn't want to come into modern society and have all these great Black leaders doing things. Y'all was stealing our Black leaders and holding them hostage in the back wind. Y'all done
mhm.
created a whole city, a whole plantation of back in the day. Y'all done kidnapping these folks and putting them on because y'all just couldn't take the fact that all these intelligent, strong Black people was out here in society. That was crazy.
It's exactly, and those are look how much people really are that resistant to change, that they don't like stuff like that. That things like that bother them. Like, when you start to shake the table a little bit, people kind
We
of get
shaking the
upset.
table.
Um,
Sorry,
and that's why we have to press
had
on.
a K Michelle
And
moment.
y'all know
My
we
bad.
love our little as much as we like horror, we watch our little reality shows too. We kind of throw those in there too. Um, I know we kind of said last podcast that our next episode we will be talking about road trip horror. That will be our next episode. But we
Mm-hmm.
felt that it was important for us to kind of jump in here to help make the transition of Women in Horror Month to March, and to keep the movement going now. That we've even changed the name. They're calling it the Women in Horror Movement now, because just simply because people don't want it to die, just because we want to celebrate it in a different month. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, no, let's keep celebrating women in horror. Why not keep spotlighting these people and all the ground that we're breaking in this. So do you guys want to announce the winner, because somebody already
Yeah,
came in
girl.
here and claimed it?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
Uh-huh.
ahead.
So
Announce
Miss
her.
Latanya, yes, Miss Latanya McDonald.
Latanya always guessing the costumes, y'all.
Hey.
Latanya always guess the costumes.
Yes.
She real good with her film, y'all. Y'all got to be. She stay on top of that. She saw that giveaway, was like, let me get this. She got in here and got them all, but that's okay. Um, she got the first. grand prize, but we are going to give y'all another chance to win something. So, Desiree, what is our little trivia question in case somebody else could jump in on the winning board?
Oh Lord, let me see now. What should be the trivia
You
question?
want to ask them
Oh,
what is it?
I'm special, y'all. Listen, I done messed this one up for y'all, so y'all gotta get it right. What was the name of this evening's drink? Now,
Ooh.
you got to go back and watch it if you didn't catch it, because I messed it up for y'all. I had to correct myself. So, what's the name
Ooh.
of this drink?
It's good too. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Had
if
to
you
watch
don't get it
myself
on
on
the
them.
live, somebody hit us in the Horror Hooch page and
Yep.
let us know the answer. First
Yep.
person with the answer is gonna be our runner up.
Yes.
And we still got a prize. This video is going to be posted in the Horror Hooch Facebook group. What is the name of the drink tonight? Comment it and you will win also.
Yeah, I messed it up for y'all, so y'all gotta give us the right name because I done gave you 3 names tonight. Find the answer.
You really
I really did. I really did. And since we do have the winner, you guys want to tell everybody who you are for those who didn't
yeah.
guess it?
Yes, I am Diane Carroll. I'm the character Elzora from East Bayou.
I am Octavia Spencer. I am Ma. Y'all know that movie.
And of course, Miss Ola Ray from Thriller. So that's who we wanted to
Yes.
spotlight today for Women in Horror Month. If you guys aren't, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Fifth Wall, The Fifth Column, and Tempered Drinks. Join our Horror and Hooch Facebook group.
Because we be lit.
We have a lot of fun in there on a regular basis. Come in there. We talk about drinks, we talk about horror, we have memes. Get in the Horror Hooch Facebook group. Subscribe to us on YouTube, The Fifth Wall LLC. We're on Spotify, Horror and Hooch podcast. There's no reason that you guys can't get any of this.
Yes. Yes.
There's no reason that you guys can't get in on the fun. Season 3, you guys.
And thank you all for being here. Yeah, stay
We
tuned.
in there. Yes.
And like
Thanks
I always
everybody
say,
who joined us on the live.
requests, anything y'all want to hear us talk about, any movie y'all want to talk about, hit us up. We like to hear from y'all.
Yes.
Come on in the Horror and Hooch Facebook group and tell us like movie suggestions, shows, drinks, all that
Games.
stuff.
We love playing games.
Come to our community. Yes, come
on
on in
over.
our community.
And if you did not catch us with Zena, go
Yay.
to YouTube. Check out that horror house party. It was
We got a whole new family, y'all. I'm so excited. We got a little, horror community. Shoot.
Whole family of Black horror creatives. So yes, the video is also posted on the Fifth Wall and Horror and Hooch group. It's the horror house party. It was Black game night. Yeah.
Don't give it away. Let them watch it. Don't say nothing. We're gonna do.
Listen, let me make y'all want to watch this. Let me tell y'all, we were not on the same team.
No, we were not. We were split up.
Y'all gotta watch it now. Y'all gotta watch it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you everybody. Thank everybody for watching the live and joining us. Shout out to Tanya again for winning the first grand prize. We still giving away something else for somebody who could tell us what the name of this wonderful drink that I'm sipping on. It's been fun. We have a whole rest of the month left to go, so be on the lookout for this podcast and our next episode coming soon, you guys. Thanks for joining us.
And happy and Women in Horror. Yes, and Horror Month. And Horror.
Women Horror Month. Women Horror Month. Women History Month.
Happy Melanin March.
Yes, I like that, Melanin March.
We in there.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.